Okay, hello guys. So this is Clinton Don Moen, and today I want to teach you about what we call the dominant 7 chords. Most of us would want to understand what it is. You meet something like a C7, F7, F sharp 7, then you're wondering what really is it? How do we get this? So a seventh, or that what we call the dominant 7th, is formed by just adding a flat 7. Just adding a flat 7 on a major chord. So we have a major 7 and we have a dominant 7. A major 7 is formed by adding a 7 from the major scale. But a dominant 7 is formed by adding a flatted 7 on the major chord. So what do I mean? For example, I am in the key of, let me say for example, I'm in the key of C. So this is the C major chord, okay? So it's a C, E, okay, and G. So what do? I will go and get the 7 of a C. So the 7 of a C would definitely be a B. But then I add a flat 7. I flatten this 7. And there I get a C dominant 7, or what we just call, basically what we call a C7 chord. A C7 chord, or a C dominant 7 chord, right? So let me go illustrate it in another key. So if I was doing it in the key of C sharp, so C sharp major chord, I get that C sharp major chord, okay? But I just add the flatted 7, because the 7 in the scale of C sharp would basically be a C, but then I flatten the 7, which is a C, to give me a B here. So it will give me a C sharp, okay? C sharp, F, G sharp, and a B. So basically, when I talk about a dominant 7, or when I talk about a 7, basically what I just mean, a dominant 7 chord is simply formed by a 1, a 3, a 5, and a flat 7. So you just add a flat 7 on a major chord to get what we call a dominant 7th chord. So now let's go. Let me illustrate this one in F. So for instance, if I was in F, this is what I'll do. So I have the F major chord. The 7 for F will definitely be E, but then I flatten the E to get an E flat. Okay, so that is what I will hold. Let me illustrate it in another key. Let me illustrate it in the key of F sharp. So F sharp major chord. What is the flat 7 in the scale of F sharp? It will be an E. Okay, so this is what I will have. Okay, this is what I'll have. Let me illustrate it in, let me say, the key of B. So I have a B major chord. The 7 for B would be a B flat, but then I do an A. So I have that, and I have an A here. Okay, so if you know a major scale, you just basically pick a 1, a 3, a 5, and a flat 7. If you don't know how to get a 7, for example, if I'm talking about a B and I want to form a B dominant 7th chord, basically what I'll do, just hold the B, right? After holding the B, this is the B. So you just go back 2 semitones lower. So this is the first semitone, the second semitone, and you add that note. Okay, but I can do that inversion to get this. Okay, so even if I was in C, okay, right, I have the C major chord. I can just count 2 semitones or 1 full tone away from the C note towards the lowest side. So B, then here I have a B flat. So I can choose to do this, okay, or do an inversion depending with the how easier you find it to hold, or what you want to play. Maybe you want the inversion, so you can do the inversions, or you can choose to do them straight away. So if I have another, let me say I have A, so I just count 2 semitones towards the lower side of A. So I have the A, and then I just reduce this A by a full tone, or 2 semitones. So 1, 2, or just a full tone. So I'll just keep one note towards the lower side, and I come here. So I can choose to, okay, or I can choose to add this G note on the other side. Okay, depending with what you want, the inversion that you want. So that is basically how we form what we call a dominant seventh chord. And dominant seventh chords mostly are used as passing chords. If you look in my previous lessons, I have demonstrated on how to play what we call the secondary dominant passing chords. And you cannot play a secondary dominant passing chord if you don't know how to play that dominant 7 chord, So basically, if you understand that, you are good to go. So for example, if I want to go back to the 1, I can just play a perfect fifth and just change it in that perfect fifth, or that fifth of that. I can just play the fifth of the targeted note. I can just play the fifth of the targeted note. But now that fifth, I change it into a dominant 7 chord. So for example, if I was in the key of F sharp, for instance, so I'm in the key of F sharp, so I'm just playing something like, okay, let me talk about a song like, just a very simple song. I was playing a song like, you are worthy to be glorified. You are worthy, oh Lord. You are worthy to be glorified. You are worthy. Okay, so I want to go back, for example, to the 1. What do? I identify the 5. I'm targeting the 1, so I can identify its fifth, which will be a C sharp. Okay, I'm in the key of F sharp, so I can just play that one as a passing chord to lead me back to the 1, which is F sharp. So for example, you are worthy to be. So instead of just going back, I can play this one as a dominant. I can play a dominant 7 for the C sharp, which will definitely be this. Okay, which will be this to lead me to my 1. So you are worthy to be glorified. You are worthy, oh Lord. You are worthy to be glorified. You are worthy, oh. Okay, so for example, if I want to go to C sharp, what is the fifth? What is the fifth of C sharp? It will be a G sharp. Okay, so I will play a G sharp as a dominant 7 to lead me back to C sharp. Okay, so definitely for the G sharp, I have it's okay, the dominant 7th chord here. Okay, or just this. So that is what I can hold as a passing chord to take me to my C sharp, and that is exactly what I illustrated while teaching about secondary dominant passing chord. So for example, you are worthy to be glorified. Okay, so that is just simple. Okay, so you are worthy to be glorified. You are worthy, oh. You are worthy to be glorified. You are worthy, oh. Okay, so you saw I used this, okay, or this as my passing chord to my 5, and I used this as my passing chord back to my 1. So even if I want to go to my 4, for instance, I can identify what is the 5 of my 4. Okay, so the 5 of my 4 is my 1, which is F sharp. So I can change this F sharp into what? Into a dominant 7th chord to be my passing chord to take me back to 4. Okay, so for example, I can do this. So I can play my 1, then 1 as a dominant 7, just before landing to a 4. You are worthy to be glorified. You are worthy, oh Lord. You are worthy to be glorified. You are worthy. You are worthy to be glorified. You are worthy, Almighty God. You are worthy to be glorified. You are worthy. basic knowledge I taught about secondary dominant passing chords. So I just wanted you to understand how that dominant 7 chord is formed. God bless you guys. I'll illustrate more on another tutorial about the dominant 9. The 9, we call them, for example, instead of now saying a C7, you now have a C9, okay? Then I'll talk about also major chords, major 9, 11th, 13th, and all those, and you'll be able to understand what I'm talking about. God bless you guys, and have a good